What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Zamboni. I'm a musician and astrologer, and it is time to talk about the astrology of the week ahead. Yes, I did do this yesterday, but what happened was I had some other stuff to talk about and then got carried away talking about Pluto and Aquarius. So I just talked about Pluto and Aquarius for the whole 10 minutes. And there's other shit going on this week. So so you get a little bonus round this week. As always, thank you so much for rocking with me. Thank you for sending this to a friend, for watching it all the way to the end. You can check out ZamboniFunk.com where you can get a whole reading. You can get a 60-minute reading. You can get a 30-minute reading. You can get a video reading like this. I think that video reading is a pretty good deal, honestly. But that's just me. Follow your heart. Go to ZamboniFunk.com. Check out the music and all that. Let's talk about the astrology of the week ahead. Because Pluto and Aquarius is going to be happening for like 20 years. Let's talk about this week. This week, we got... it's interesting because for a little while here, we've had a bunch of like Capricorn stuff going on. We've had Mars has been moving through Capricorn, right? And Mars is great in Capricorn. Love to see an exalted Mars just handling business, making a sextile to Saturn with reception, making a trine to Jupiter, and looking really productive and like able to handle a lot of business. This is really helpful at this time of year, not only because it's like New Year's resolution time, and so it's a good time to sort of like get on your game, especially with the Capricorn things, making sure you your structures are together, make sure your habits and routines, your everyday kind of situation is on point. This is really good for that. Not just because of that, but also because there's a certain amount of mayhem on the way, especially once we get to like April, and you know, we've got eclipses coming, and then once Mars moves out of Capricorn, then we're gonna move through Aquarius, and we're gonna get that Mars-Pluto conjunction there in Aquarius, and like, so it looks like there's gonna be a bunch of stuff happening, and then after that, we're gonna see Mars-Saturn conjunction in Pisces, and then after that, we're gonna see a Mars-North Node conjunction in Aries. So it's a gang of things that's getting ready to happen in some months. And so right now in January, it's a good time to sort of like set the things up, make sure that everything looks good in order to, just like sort of get things working and rolling in some kind of way so that you can maybe be a little more effective a little later on. At least, you know, if there's stuff that wants to sort of impede your motion or disrupt what you're doing, then at least you're doing a thing that is disrupted, right? You're not like trying to get it together. So January looks really good for that. And Mars moving through Capricorn has been helpful in that regard. Now this week, we can see that Mercury is catching up to Mars. And so we're going to see some Mercury-Mars dynamics here. Now, I have been grateful to see Mercury moving out of Sagittarius. That happened last week. Mercury is maybe doing the most, maybe doing too much in Sagittarius, and so to see Mercury in Capricorn, again, this is very like good for making practical, intelligible information and taking information and making it useful in some kind of way. So this has been really good. And so Mercury getting close to Mars. Now, here's one thing that can show up, and we'll see the conjunction at the very end of the week this week. Mercury's catching up to Mars all week, and so we're looking at Mercury-Mars dynamics basically all week into next week. Mercury is the planet of communications, of speaking and listening, the planet of information gathering and intelligence making. Mars is the action planet, the sharp one, the one who is associated with heat and drive and motivation and action and this kind of thing, right? So Mercury and Mars together can sometimes be sharp words or things that are maybe abrasive to others, or insults, or also hilarity can show up at a time like this, especially in Capricorn. Capricorn is that like super dry spot that can definitely be funny a lot of times. So I definitely do like the joke that can come through here, but it can be sharp. It can be difficult to deal with. It might be like a little situation where people are getting in fights with one another, or you say a thing and then it makes you feel like you need, especially because we got this Pluto situation going on also, right? So Pluto's moving into Aquarius, and we're like thinking big thoughts about power dynamics and how it's all going down, and both of these folks are getting closer to Pluto at the same time. The conjunction is going to happen like 15, the Mercury-Mars conjunction is going to happen like 15 degrees away from Pluto, and then both of those folks are going to get closer and closer to that Pluto. So we're going to see the power thing going on, and Pluto's often associated with like vengeance or things that have been sort of like boiling for or simmering for some time, right? And so, and maybe even getting cold at a certain point, and like the bitterness of that, especially in these Saturn signs, Capricorn and Aquarius. So we can see how there might be some kind of like tactical moment that could be going on here that, so this is a really good time to use words to your tactical advantage. So this is a really good time to like brush up on your negotiation skills and this kind of thing, like the ways that you use communication and words in order to further your actionable goals. Mercury, Mars, and Capricorn is a really good time to do that. Not only that though, but Venus this week is moving into Capricorn. This is happening today, and I mentioned it during my daily today. So Venus is going to be in Capricorn for a little while here. Again, Venus in Sagittarius, I wasn't a super big fan of it, just because like Sagittarius doesn't make an aspect to Taurus, and that's where Jupiter, who rules Sagittarius, is, and so there's a little bit of discomfort there already. Then we've also got Sagittarius making a square to Saturn, making a square to Neptune in Pisces. Like, it isn't the most comfortable place in the sky in this moment. And so for Venus to move into Capricorn, which is looking very effective with Mercury and Mars there, which is looking great because as soon as Venus moves into Capricorn, then we've got that sextile to Saturn with reception. A sextile is going to be cooperative and helpful and complementary in some kind of way. Saturn in Pisces is in position to help out the planets that are in Capricorn, including Venus. So this is Venus and Saturn working together. Venus is the planet of cooperation, of arts, of beauty and harmony and these kinds of things. And Saturn is the planet of habits, rituals, tradition, structures and infrastructure and this kind of thing. So to see these two working together might be some kind of situation where you can actually get some arts produced because you actually sat down to do the work, or something like this, right? So it's lovely to see these two working together. Also, as Venus moves through Capricorn, we're going to see a trine to Jupiter in Taurus, and then a little bit later a trine to Uranus there in Taurus as well. And Mercury and Mars have already made that trine to Jupiter and are moving toward that trine to Uranus, and we like to see that. But it's special with Venus because Venus rules Taurus as well, and so the sweetness or the abundance or the joy that can come with the like relating in some kind of like beautiful way that is often associated with Venus might be moving. So Jupiter might get a little taste of that, or Uranus might get a little taste of that. So when we're thinking about Jupiter, Uranus, and Taurus, we're thinking about like innovative ways to bring people together or something like this, like innovative ways to do the Taurus things and to confirm the Taurus things, the like eating things or like getting into delicious food or good music or sensual pleasures or the like hugs and like this sort of stuff. There's something like deeply embodied about Taurus. And so Venus in Capricorn, which is also an earth sign and also good with embodiment, making a supportive trine to Jupiter and Uranus there in Taurus, does look like some kind of way to really make things work in a nice, like fun and delicious kind of way. That associated at the same time with that Mercury-Mars dynamic looks like a situation where you really can like get things popping in some kind of way. It looks like a moment where there's, and with this Pluto and Aquarius also, Pluto and Aquarius looks like it wants to sort of scatter energy or scatter the roots of power. So rather than being in Capricorn where everything is like sort of solid and sort of stacked up all on top of each other, then Aquarius is an air sign, which is going to like scatter things around a little bit. And so to see that kind of scattering energy does look like it's really good for empowering individuals who are not necessarily a part of the systemic power structure and giving a little bit of stability, or a little bit of fun, or a little bit of ability to do work that you might not have been able to do before. And so this looks like a good time to get some shit done and maybe build something up that could be useful as you move through the year where mayhem is taking place. So thanks for tuning in another time. You can check out zambonifunk.com and get a reading and all this. I love it so much. Thank you for listening to the music and all the rest of that. I'll check y'all next time.